Sunday in Monza, home of the Italian Grand Prix. In fourth place on the grid is McLaren's star driver, Ayrton Senna. As the start approaches, Giorgio Ascanelli, his race engineer, gives him some last-minute data.
What do you think? 1 PSI the rear and 7.4 the front?
This will be the 155th Grand Prix of Ayrton's brilliant career. He's won a quarter of them. He's been world champion 3 times and holds a record 61 pole positions. But he's found this, his 6th year with McLaren, difficult and frustrating. He's rarely been happy with this year's car, because it's less powerful than the Williams. So he's been hard to motivate. In fact, he very nearly didn't drive this season. But Ron Dennis knows better than anyone the value of Ayrton's talent and worked long and hard to keep him in the team.
He is fearless, he is highly talented, but he's also highly intelligent. I mean, on the upside, that makes him probably the best all-round driver that's ever existed. On the downside, it makes life very difficult when you get into contract negotiation time, because he's every bit a match for me when it comes to negotiating.
The race at Monza, like every Grand Prix, really began 3 days ago, when drivers and team arrived for practice and qualifying. Thursday, Ayrton Senna flies into Milan in his own private jet. The rewards for a top driver in Formula One can be enormous. For Senna, they're staggering. This season, his fee for driving is reputed to be $1 million a race. Racing, with his other related businesses, earns Senna an estimated $25 million a year. Ayrton is hanging on at the airport for Ron Dennis.
What time is Ron arriving?
No one else would dare keep him waiting. They'll go on together to the hotel.
Half an hour.
But no helicopter for sure, huh?
No, we've got a car coming to wait outside.
To pick him up.
Both of you up.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, and you?
Ron's close friendship with his mercurial driver was forged over 5 successful seasons.
We just drive together.
Yeah, of course. I'm a passenger.
Righty-ho.
This year it's been put to the test. It wasn't until mid-season that Senna's contract was finally signed, and only after nail-biting negotiations.
It was really an odd situation that the team wasn't ready. Neither I was ready to compromise much more than so much, you know. So we had to go hard and we had to fight.
At one stage he was sort of in his car on the car phone, you know, with like I'm just, you know, 20 minutes from the airport, you know, this sort of brinkmanship. Of course he's probably sat in the departure lounge all the time winding me up, but you know, you pay attention in those circumstances.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I said, forget it, it's over, I'm not coming.
We're tough guys and we're prepared to break each other, but we both appreciate that once broken the relationship would be extremely difficult to put back together.
It was an experience that I never had before in my whole career. And so, however, from that experience I promised myself, this is the last one, I will never do it again, you know.
But I think after the signature goes on the paper, there is an overwhelming feeling from both of us that we've exerted and used a great deal of energy just to arrive at a point which we could have easily arrived at earlier if we'd just been a bit more give and take. But that's not the sort of people that we are, and therefore the negotiation is always hard fought.
Senna heads off to the hotel. Waiting at Monza's rain-swept track is Giorgio, his engineer.
I noticed the weather, so I very much doubt Ayrton will come here. He's arriving at 4 o'clock at Linate, and he was coming with Ron in a helicopter, but the helicopter hasn't left Cannes, so I think the chances of coming here probably...
Right.
I think it goes straight to the hotel.
Yes.
Giorgio would have liked his driver to visit the circuit.
It may add a little bit of frustration, if you wish, but it's not really easier or more difficult. I'm here to do the job and doing the best with what I've got. If I haven't got a driver on Thursday, I will do without him. It's not a problem.
Friday morning, the first day of practice. Ayrton's fans are already out in force.
Hai ragione, ma ci hanno detto così.
Ordine, no, tra la vettura,
No,
non
veramente.
posso scendere lì.
No, no, infatti, ho fatto... È il più grande di tutti i tempi.
His immediate task is to get a briefing from Giorgio on the results of the recent car testing at Imola. Ayrton wasn't at the test. In fact, for most of this season, Ayrton has been reluctant to go testing.
2 Imola tests. Engine. We have had available to us a package of a new fuel and a new oil, a low friction oil. The advantage on the fuel is about 0.3% on power, and on the oil is 0.4%. The total amounts builds up to about 5-6 horsepower. There is no problem of drivability, there is no problem of fuel meters so far. Lately is not on the top of his motivation. A driver like Ayrton Senna with 64 positions, 37 Grand Prix, 3 World Championship, doesn't fight for the 4th place. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all, really. Vice versa. I knew him in better days. Right at the beginning of the season when he could smell the victory. Then he's demanding, he's pushing, he's interested, he wants to check out every detail, he's thorough. Now he's a little bit different.
First practice. There are 23 laps this morning to set up the car. This is the start of 2 days' intense dialogue between driver and engineer, as Ayrton reports back about the car's performance on the track.
Not second to first to neutral. Not very nice. I think lots of track.
Most of the lap advantage that you can get from a driver is the fact that he is try something new which he can trust and he knows how to dominate. At the end of the day, I don't believe drivers like to trust modifications which have been issued under the comments of any other drivers, and Ayrton particularly. Ayrton is so thorough and so careful that any job you do, he's struggling to accept it straight ahead, which means effectively the first time on the session you are spending time to show him what we've done and what kind of benefit he can get out of it. If there is nothing else on software-wise which you would like to try, I will load the program in.
I will have low drag, or I don't have it all, or I don't have it and I have to do myself, right?
You have auto low drag enabled as you've done the last run. Therefore, if you build up confidence and call for low drag before, just out of the Curva Grande, you are allowed to do it. I have not given you anything in gearbox function before.
So I don't have, I will have...
Ayrton's teammate, American Michael Andretti, is racing for the first time at Monza, but it's Ayrton's 10th Italian Grand Prix, so he knows the circuit well. At the end of the first day's qualifying, Ayrton is 4th quickest. Now, if Ayrton is to go faster, Giorgio needs all the information he can get from his driver.
I can do better, but and it's running. It's running. I can do better. Half a second.
How is it?
Oh, it's not so bad.
Too much downforce then?
Huh?
Too much downforce yet? Have you run the curbs? I didn't see you.
On the chicane only. The chicane.
Can you do it? Is it upset?
No, you can do it.
It's all right.
No, it's okay.
I'm not extremely psychologist myself. I think I'm Latin and he's Latin, and therefore we can establish a little bit of a better contact. My work is to stay around him most of the time if he and grabbing information as quick as I can without pushing the issue too much and without upsetting him. I don't know how you can handle it. Do you want me to drive there and wait for them, or do you want me to stay there and get the map as quick as I can?
And the map.
Okay. Ayrton, anything mechanical I should know.
Just please, we're too hot. A little
yes.
bit. We can open it here,
Yes,
so it should be okay. Because it's front to rear balance only, so we open the front, we get better balance. The rear is okay.
In the world of Grand Prix, his exceptional talent and a ruthless determination to exploit it have made Ayrton a superstar. He knows what he's worth and will accept nothing less, whatever its cost to others.
In the modern Formula One, there is so much in stake between the teams and the organizers and the sponsors. It also all relates to drivers. If a driver corresponds to all the expectations, he gotta have in return a similar level of return. Otherwise, he's not doing it right. He's giving away something.
Oh, we normally talk in units of $1 million. I think that's pretty serious money.
At the end, you get paid what you're worth. You know, if you get paid $1 or $1 million, it's because it's what you can offer back. The only place is less of a problem is into Parabolica and into the first chicane on the braking, right?
Yeah, the worst is here.
The worst is the second chicane and into the third chicane. But it's because the asphalt goes like this, in the third chicane and it's like this. In the second chicane is becoming bumpy, and then it's like you go against the ground basically, and the car is really down. You get low grip. It's tough.
The day's practice may be over, but for the drivers, there's still work to do. Tonight, the drivers have to be on parade for the sponsors and their guests.
Ayrton Senna and Michael Andretti.
Monza is a traditional time to think about the future. What is on everyone's mind is whether Senna will be with McLaren next year.
Next year.
Wait. This is the table here. This time of the year is always. How are you? Okay. That look. It's not the most pleasant part of my profession, but nowadays, professional racing driver is not only driving. There are a lot of other things you have to do, whether you like or not, in order that you can deliver the needs and the requests that the team personnel and team sponsors and fans and media and so on, particularly if you are successful. Therefore there is more of a pressure, more of a request for you to correspond.